with a confession. I really don't like gardening. I always feel a little guilty saying that because gardening is really such a special activity. It's such a spiritual activity. It's like the poet May Sarton wrote, words will find in our hymnal, help us to be the always hopeful gardeners of the Spirit, who know that without darkness nothing comes to birth, as without light nothing flowers. Gardeners can find a connection to nature. Even some will find a connection to the divine. And then there are the admirable qualities that I associate with gardeners. Persistence, hard work, mixed with patience, and sometimes, at least while gardening, a peacefulness of spirit. Those are things I associate with gardening and gardeners. Connectedness, persistence, hard work, patience, peacefulness. And I wish I could say that I were a gardener who experienced those things while working in the earth. But in truth, my own personal experiences of gardening mostly make me feel sweaty and dirty, backachy, itchy icky from all the bugs. And I really hate having dirty, filthy fingernails. In truth, I'm pretty whiny when I'm not working in there. With one exception, I can honestly say there's just one thing that I actually do enjoy gardening and growing, and that's flowers. In my experience, flowers just feel better for me for growing. My first experience of this was many years ago now, 13 years, which I can't believe, 13 years ago, when I was in a hospital doing training to become a minister, what they call chaplaincy training. Chaplains are sort of ministers and rabbis and other spiritual leaders in hospitals. And so one of my fellow chaplains shared a reading about growing in faith. And then she gave each of us ministerial students nasturtium seeds. Nasturtium is a flower. And she made the analogy that growing the nasturtium was like growing in faith. And so each of us ministerial students began to try to grow our nasturtium in little Dixie cups in our little cubicle desks in the Department for Pastoral Services. Now, we three ministerial students were playfully competitive with each other. And as the only Unitarian Universalist student, the other two being traditional Christians, I often found myself feeling a little defensive about my own style of faith. And so when the analogy was made between growing in faith and growing nasturtium, combined with the playful sense of competition, I couldn't help myself. I just had to grow the best nasturtium. At first, it didn't look good. In a short time, the other two students, whose plants were there in the Dixie cups, started to really grow, and in fact, they grew so much that the Dixie cups on their little cubicle desks fell over. Not mine. My Dixie cup did not tip over. It stood there upright and small, shaming me. So predictably, the other two students began to tease me, all in good nature, good fun. You know, my faith didn't seem to be so great. It didn't seem to be growing much and all of that. All in fun. But still, I was determined to win this silly competition. In another little while, their nasturtium actually started to look worse. I think they waited maybe a little too long to replant, not that I know much about these things. I mean, it had been a while since that chaplain in the department made the analogy, the connection between growing in faith and growing this nasturtium. And just possibly the other two students didn't take the whole thing quite as seriously as I did. But as far as I remember it, their plants died. And I took my little Dixie cup home. My wife might remember this. And I planted it in our front yard. And you know what? It grew into a very nice and pretty large nasturtium plant. And somehow, because it had grown from a seed, I had grown it from a seed, it felt kind of like my little baby. And so I would say goodbye to it when I left for the day. And I used to greet it when I came home. Hello, nasturtium plant. I became pretty attached, connected to these pretty orange flowers with those unusual leaves. Don't worry, I took a picture to show my fellow students. Yes, I wanted them to see that I had one. But in part I took the picture because nasturtium are annual flowers, and I knew they would be coming back. And I wanted to take a picture to remember that I'd grown that beautiful flower plant all by myself. And ever since that experience, I have actually enjoyed growing flowers. It's just so much fun to look at a beautiful flower that you planted yourself. It's strange in a way to enjoy gardening flowers and not other plants. I mean, some plants, like trees, are useful. They give shade, for instance. Even the biggest flowers don't really provide shades for humans. And some plants provide food, vegetables, herbs, and so on. And true, some flowers, like nasturtium, are edible for us humans. You wouldn't exactly plant flowers for the sake of sustenance. Now, flowers are a whole other kind of gardening. Growing flowers is something a little different. Flowers are famously ephemeral, which is just a big word to mean that they don't last very long. Perennial flowers are the kinds that come back year after year, but they don't stay in bloom all that long, generally speaking. And annual flowers stay in bloom for a little longer most of the time, but they don't come back the next year at all. Either way, flowers are nature's beautiful candle lit at both ends. St. Vincent Millay wrote, "I light my candle at both ends. It will not last the night. But all my foes and all my friends, it gives a lovely light." Flowers are like that. Nature's candle lit at both ends. Maybe ministers and poets and those of us who are challenged to be conventionally practical are particularly drawn to the ephemeral flower. Flowers are a great reminder that there's no moment but this moment. To see in flowers that we are living in eternity right now. Be here now, the flowers say. Flowers in all their beautiful shapes and sizes and scents are a reminder that nature loves variety. They're a reminder that diversity is divinity. Our beautiful bouquets this morning of flowers that we have brought are vivid reminders that the beloved community is not a bland melting pot. It's a glorious, multicultural, multifaceted creation. And indeed, it takes all of our efforts and all of our gifts to create the beautiful bouquet of beloved community. So thank you this morning for all that you do, for your family, for your friends, for your neighbors. Thank you for all you do for this congregation, for this town and community, and for the larger Earth community. I'll end with words from the Reverend Bill Sinkert, who used to be president of the Unitarian Universalist Association. In the presence of these flowers, these representations of creation's profound beauty, diverse and unique, but related and interdependent, may the meaning and message of flower communion be alive in our hearts, inviting us to be faithful partners in the creation of beloved community and guiding us toward right relationship with all of our neighbors, near and far. May it be so. Blessed be, and amen.
Amen.